Welcome back to the Paranormal Hour with Monica, the Spirit Queen. I have a special guest, a radio personality, Ginger, aka G Snaps. How you doing, girl?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. I'm over here kind of nervous because I'm like, you really can read me. I hope you don't read nothing bad about me right now.
We'll keep the bad stuff out.
Yeah. Yeah, just tell me if I'm gonna win $1 million.
We'll talk later.
Okay. So you gotta tell me exactly, like, I heard you say in 2nd grade you saw spirits. What does like a spirit look like? Like, how am I supposed to know that this is like really real?
Well, when I saw my first spirit at the 2nd grade, it was weird. It was like it was a solid figure, but then with a blink of an eye, it was gone. So for a minute, I thought I was going crazy.
Okay.
But then as time went by, I saw more and more spirits. They come in all shapes and sizes and forms. Some are see-through, some are solid. Some even come in a mist. So, it took a long time for me to actually figure out who's the spirit and who's an actual person.
Wow.
They can be very tricky.
So I hear you talking about paranormal. Give us a little bit more understanding what paranormal is, because me, in my head, I'm thinking paranoia is people getting snatched out of beds by, you can't even tell who's doing it, like a ghost, and something goes flying across the room. So explain to me a little bit more about paranormal.
Too many scary movies out there.
Right. I'm done watching scary movies.
Well, the paranormal, it doesn't all have to be bad. There's good also. Paranormal just means the spiritual realm that you're dealing with. Something that you can't see with your own eyes. Something that you can't feel the physical touch. But at the same time, your senses and your feelings go up. So if there's anything paranormal going on around you, if there's a spirit going on around you, sometimes you'll feel the hair on the back of your neck sticking up. Sometimes you'll get goosebumps. Sometimes you get lightheaded. There's just different, just depending on the spirit or the entity that's around you, how they make you feel. If they make you feel something out of the ordinary, something that, put thoughts in your mind that you're not used to, and you're like, wait a minute, this isn't me, something's going on, then most likely there's something paranormal going on. Now, what you're talking about is the poltergeist activities that, it's been on in many movies and shows and things like that. And those are the dark side. Those are the ones that are very, very strong and very, very dark. And they only have one agenda in mind on Earth, is to cause havoc and pain on human beings. So that's when you start seeing objects getting thrown, people getting possessed, people getting pulled out of their beds. Yes, it does happen. I'm not here to scare anybody, but absolutely. And then there's also the spirits that are like spiritual guides that will come down. It could be a loved one that you lost that crossed over. It could be somebody that's earthbound that hasn't crossed over, but is interested or has respect, living in your own house, in your own space. So they'll stick around and they'll help you out. They'll actually answer questions. They'll go into your dreams and answer questions. So not all paranormal is bad.
That sounds a lot better to me, because I am a little nervous. But I do have a question for you that a lot of people probably have. I watch a couple medium shows, how they do it. But
right.
Question: do you feel like sometimes you have to walk up to a certain person and say, "Hey, I have to tell you this"? Like you can't sit down, or you get so anxious that you have to tell somebody, "Hey, I have to tell you this about so and so." So you have to let them know because it's in you, and since it's in you, you have to let them know. Is it like something that you can walk away from, or you just have to do it?
That's a really good question. Most of the time, yes, I do have to. And the reason for that is not only do I sense the spirit there sending a message to somebody that's there at the moment, but at the same time, when I could scan a person real quickly and do a quick reading, and whatever message that I get from a specific individual or spirit that's on Earth trying to give a message out to a specific person wherever I'm at, they I connect the dots. I connect the dots and I say, well, okay, this person is actually definitely connected to the spirit that's around. And it's a struggle sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, okay, what happens if I walk up to a person and say something and they're gonna look at me like I'm crazy, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I take my chances because it's what I do, it's what I love to do. I take my chances, and in fact, a couple of weeks ago, real quick, my husband and I went to lunch at IHOP, and our waitress, a really sweet lady, she came around, and I kept seeing a gentleman around her. Like, I felt it was a brother feeling that just wanted to say hi, that was sticking around. So I took my chance, and I asked her, and I said, did you lose a brother? Because he's here. And I described, you know, what he looks like, how he is, and the message that he was giving her. And she was really shocked. She said, you know, in fact, a couple of years ago, she's an older sister. Her younger brother passed away. And she said, you know, and I gave closure. She said, thank you, because I was wondering if he's still okay or not. And now I know that he's okay and he's around me.
Awesome! Wow. Yeah, this is deep. I got goosebumps what you were talking about. But as far as telling people exactly what you feel, do you sometimes feel like it's hard to tell somebody the bad things versus the good things about people?
Absolutely, it's bad. I don't like to be the one to give the bad news, but you know, and that's one of the struggles with the work that I do, and I keep pushing forward. But yeah, there's some things that, you know, especially when I'm doing a reading. And I'm straight up, you know, I don't hold anything back. I feel like they need to know the good, the bad, the in-between, everything in order to get the closure. And believe it or not, it, you know, even when I do give them the bad news, it gives them closure. It answers a lot of their questions.
Definitely. No, I definitely get that. So I guess one of my big questions here, you know, I'm going to ask, do you see anything around me that I need to work on, okay? Because I need to understand this. I need to know.
Do you want me to do a reading on you?
Ooh. Yeah, let's try it out.
All right. So when we come back, I'm going to be doing a special reading on Ginger. Are you ready?
Oh, no.
We'll be right back in a few minutes.